Okay, let's go ahead and get started talking about multiplication with fractions. And believe it or not, multiplying fractions is some of the easiest things that we can do with fractions. Now, when we're multiplying fractions, I always say keep two things in mind. You're going to multiply straight across, and we're going to reduce as you go. Now, when we say multiply straight across, that means exactly what it sounds like. Say I've got something like 3/5 times 2/7. I don't have any common factors top and bottom. All I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply straight across. 3 times 2 is going to be 6. 5 times 7 is 35. Just like that, we're done. Now, we can also do this with whole numbers involved as well. Say I have something like, I've got something like, I don't know, 7/8, and I multiply this by 3. With something like this, I can make this whole number into a fraction very, very easily by putting it over 1. As soon as I put that whole number over 1, now I can multiply straight across. 7 times 3 is going to be 21. 8 times 1 is 8. And even though this is an improper fraction, that's okay. Improper is fine. Remember what I said? Improper is just a title. It's nothing wrong with it. We can do this with multiple fractions. But I do want to show you this. Well, actually, yes, we can do this with multiple fractions. Let's show you multiple fractions. Say we've got something like 1/2 times 3/4 times 1/5. We're just going to go ahead and multiply straight across. 1 times 3 is 3, times 1 is 3. 2 times 4 is 8, times 5 is, 8 times 5 is going to be 40. We can multiply straight across. Now, that's this example of multiplying straight across. Let's show you some more interesting examples where we're going to be able to reduce the answers. These things don't have any simpler equivalents, but there are some that will. Let's do something like this. I'm going to take a number like 15/8, and I'm going to multiply this by, say, 4/9. Now, if I wanted to, I could just say 15 times 4 is 60, 8 times 9 is 72, and then reduce that. But here's the thing. I can make this a much, much easier question. And I'll show you what our thought process is going to be here. But what we're going to do is we're going to divide any number on the top and a number on the bottom by the same thing. Notice that both 4 and 8 have got a common factor of 4. They're both multiples of 4. So I'm going to divide both the 4 and the 8 by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Okay, that's going to make our life easier. I also noticed that both 9 and 15 are multiples of 3. So if I divide 9 by 3, I'll get a 3. If I divide 15 by 3, I'll get a 5. Now when I multiply, I will have 5 times 1 is 5. 2 times 3 is 6. So what's happening is we're dividing both the top and the bottom by the same number. And we're just looking for a pattern of, do we have two numbers that have a common factor? So another way of thinking about this is we could think of this as, you can think of each of those numbers as being a composite. 15 is just 3 times 5. 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. 4 is 2 times 2. 9 is 3 times 3. And what we're doing is we're taking any number on the top with any number of the bottom and saying, oh, 3, we're dividing the top and bottom by 3, I'm dividing the top and bottom by 2, and 2 again. So that leaves me with that 5 up top, there's that 5, and that 2 times 3, or 6. That is what's happening when we're taking a fraction like this and reducing it. We're reducing as we go. And it's helpful to think of some rules to find some common patterns of like, oh, well, both of these are divisible by 3. Well, take a look at your multiplication table. You're going to find lots of different patterns on there. Tell you what, let's do this again. Let's do one more example and then I will let you go. Let's do something like 9 halves times 8 18ths. I like this one. This is a good example. Now, I can pick any number, top and bottom. I see that 9 and 18 are both multiples of 9. Hey, look, 9 goes into 9 one time. 9 goes into 18 2 times. Okay. Hey, you know what else I see? I see that 2 goes into 8. Now, 2 goes into 2 one time. 2 goes into 8 4 times. And even though it doesn't have to be just corner to corner, it can also be straight up and down. I can also reduce this 4 with this 2. I can just repeat this process until I'm done. 2 goes into 2 one time, 2 goes into 4 2 times. So when I multiply straight across, I'm going to have 1 times 2 is 2 over 1 times 1, 1. 2 over 1 is just going to be equal to 2 as a whole number. All right. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.